Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? Hopefully you are doing well. I am Darkside Phil, and welcome to my gameplay stream for the day. Today is Friday, August 5th, 2016. 5 days into the new month, and boy, I can tell you already, in the 5 short days that we've had in the month of August, it's already been, like, way better than last month, seriously. Like, just take a look. In the first 5 days of the month, we had the controversial ending to my ongoing, insanely long, way going overboard too long RPG playthrough of Persona 3. We had the premiere of the Batman Telltale game, which was quite an interesting game. Not only game itself, but the social experiment of using that crowd play was so freaking weird and different. Then we had an expansion, an unexpected expansion in Overwatch, right? And now we've got Sonic 06. So, pretty crazy. You know, it's 5 days now. We've had, I think, more interesting stuff going on than pretty much the entire month of July. You know, I hate to say that because obviously in July I did try to keep stuff interesting and keep stuff going. But the bottom line is it wasn't a very interesting month for gaming. I think this month is a lot different, alright? So today we're continuing per your voting last night. I don't know how many of you who are on stream right now or watching this video on demand on YouTube actually voted last night on my Twitter poll. But I guess, hey, shout out for my Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP, you know, gratuitous plug here. It behooves you to follow me on Twitter to participate in stuff like this. So yesterday, after doing a 7-hour marathon of Sonic the Hedgehog from 2006, which was a special patron goal event. Special thanks to the patrons for June for making this possible, hitting that goal level, and voting for it, obviously. I asked on Twitter, would you like to see me continue to play this game? Now, yesterday was interesting. Yesterday was a unique mix of kind of, I would say, enjoyment / discovery for a game that I pretty much never really played more than 45 minutes of ever before. But it was also a combination of frustration, just observation, right? Seeing why people have basically said that Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 is the worst Sonic game of all time. It's an unfinished mess. And it's kind of weird because there's certain parts of the game that are quite good, or at least feel like they could have been good. Like they're almost there, but they don't feel finished or polished. You know, there's things like the 60 frames per second graphics, the detail in the graphics, the fact that they tried to combine kind of RPG elements into the game, the fact that the story is this kind of epic level story with time travel and multiple villains and 3 protagonists. There's a lot of things that were firsts for the series that could have turned out to be really well if the gameplay had held up to it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, the gameplay does not at all. The gameplay is buggy, it's imprecise, it has lots of issues. Lots of issues. Just in particular, not being able to lock on and attack things that you're supposed to attack. The ridiculous amount of cheap instant deaths due to the camera. You cannot see where you want to go, where the camera gets locked and won't rotate properly. I had a boss fight yesterday with Shadow where the boss just ran in circles and would never stop, so I couldn't hit it. I mean, some pretty bad, you know, bugs there. Some pretty big lack of polish in this game. But I was intrigued. After playing it for 6.5, 7 hours yesterday, I was intrigued and I left it in the hands of you on Twitter to decide what I would be playing today. And people overwhelmingly, over half the people who voted said they wanted to see Sonic 06. So when the vast majority of people are saying more of this, I will give you more of what you want. Neil Dawson in the stream chat just said it best. They said, at least Sonic 06 is bad in a more entertaining way. And I actually 100% agree. The game is bad, but it's not bad to the point where you want to kill yourself. It's bad to the point where you laugh at how silly it is that they didn't finish this game. And they sold it like it was. So, pretty good. So, that's the deal. Today we'll be doing Sonic 06. Now, here's the thing. People seem to want to see me continue this game. I've got today, I've got the weekend leading into Tuesday, basically freed up. I have nothing on my schedule or my docket for today, tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday. So the bottom line is I know the game is really long, and it's going to take some time to beat. If, people continue to show up for the streams, if people keep saying, yes, keep playing it, then I will just play it and try to beat it by, say, maybe Tuesday-ish. All right, we'll see what happens there. Now, let's say that I play it today and maybe, 2 days in a row, and maybe I hit a real rough patch today and I get burnt out. Then there's a chance that maybe tomorrow I'll do something different. I mean, there's still 2 different things that I haven't done this week that I was considering doing, including the Doom multiplayer expansion that came out last weekend, as well as the Fallout 4 Vault Tech DLC. So there were 2 different things that I kind of had as in consideration for this week if people didn't want to see more Sonic 06. So if I get burnt out, I still have other stuff that I can kind of fall back on and then get back to Sonic 06. Now, here's the thing. I'm in no rush. So to make this perfectly clear, yesterday I played for around 6 to 6.5 hours of gameplay, and I got around 30 to 40% through each character, right? So you figure, all right, that probably means if you double that amount of gameplay, you would be around 80% through with each character. And then another 3 or so hours, right? And then maybe you'd be near the end of the game. Now, the thing is, I've actually heard near the end of the game, there's some incredibly frustrating stages that could take a while to get through. So I'm just estimating that if I do go for the final Sonic 2006, the full-on playthrough and finish the game, it's probably going to take me at least 10 more hours of gameplay, if not more, depending on how things go. How much I get stuck and stuff like that, alright? So that means, when you think about how much I stream every day, it could be potentially another 3 to 4 major streams to finish up the game. Which I'm okay with, alright? I'm okay with that. So, we'll see how things go. We got, like I said, I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to play Sonic. Unless I get burnt out, like I said, we'll see. We'll go from there. I'm perfectly okay with playing it unless something happens that I really just need a break, which could happen. I don't know. And so then next week, the big release for next week is No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, this game that's been hyped now for years, a game that's supposed to be revolutionary like nothing we've ever played. Open galaxy exploration with randomly generated planets, progressive gameplay. It could be really awesome. It could be that game that breaks the mold, that does something completely different that we've been waiting for years. Or it could be a boring dud. That's the thing about games like this that have been, in development for so long, you hear so much about. Seriously. I don't know, I'm hoping for the best. I got my fingers, my arms, my toes crossed. I really want No Man's Sky to be this epic, long game that I play and I enjoy at my own pace. I'd like to be able to do a first impressions video and then a week later, if I beat it, do a review. You know what I mean? That's the kind of game I hope it is. But we have to see what happens. There's no way to tell, The hype is so high. The hype is so freaking high that I don't know if it's going to live up to the expectations. So we'll see. Alright, but that's next week. Now, I've already talked about this, and I want to throw it out there so you understand. Just playing No Man's Sky for 2 weeks is certainly not going to be enough to, I think, retain interest. I know that I have a very wide range of viewers, people that like different genres of gaming, and undoubtedly, even though there may be a bunch of people who love to see me play No Man's Sky, there's going to be a group of people who don't want to see me play that, and they're like, man, I wish Phil would do something else. So, while I'm playing No Man's Sky, I'm going to start playing another game. And right now, the games in contention are Scarface, Godfather 2, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the HD release that they put out for the Xbox 360. Each game providing something different. I heard that Scarface, first of all, I never played Scarface at all. I've heard it's an outstanding game. I've heard that a lot of people think that it's kind of one of those games that had a cult following for a while. Apparently it takes place after the events of the movie, which is crazy because the main character dies at the end of the movie, but in this game he doesn't, supposedly. That could be interesting. Godfather 2 is a playthrough that I started on YouTube in 2009. And after only about playing it for 2 sessions, I had to stop because I got community guidelines strikes against my YouTube channel, Darkside Phil, because the game had virtual boobage. because there were strippers in a nightclub. I kid you not, that's how stupid YouTube was in 2009. You couldn't show fake boobs in a video game. It was banned. Now YouTube is a very different place, and it's allowed, and you can do that kind of stuff. So it would be interesting to redo that playthrough and actually do a playthrough of the game that got halted so abruptly in 2009. And then, of course, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, a playthrough that I did way back when. I believe it was either 2011 or 2012. I can't remember exactly. It might have been 2012. But it was a playthrough that, quite honestly, I think out of all the playthroughs that I did of Grand Theft Auto that summer, in that summer marathon of Grand Theft Auto, that it was actually the worst one. And, admittedly, the reason being that it was the third one. I had already done Grand Theft Auto 3, and then I played Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and then going on to San Andreas that had things like Flight School. I think I pretty much rushed through the playthrough in a lot of ways. So a lot of people said they liked it, but they were still disappointed that I could have done a better playthrough of the game. And also the fact that back then I was still using my camera, right? I was still using my camera. I was still, having the crappy audio quality. You know what I mean? Like, it certainly wasn't the most ideal version of the game. So honestly, I would actually be okay with any of those. I'd be okay with any of those games as a nominee. I may put it to a vote. We've got several days here before No Man's Sky, and what I'm thinking is maybe around the time that No Man's Sky releases, I may put it to a vote and see collectively what wins, and that will end up being the playthrough that I balance with No Man's Sky for about 2 weeks. And then, of course, the late August, I don't even need to tell you about all the ridiculous amount of games coming out in late August. So already, only 5 days into August, we've already got fun, great stuff happening. It's already a much better month than July, in my opinion. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you are too. Okay? I got a few updates to talk about. Okay? Number one, patrons. For those who were patrons of mine in the month of July, FYI, you will be getting contacted on Patreon.com this Sunday night. Finally, I wanted to wait because actually, as of yesterday, some final pledges that were declined actually processed. So I'll be messaging everyone Sunday night and sending you info on if I need to get you a forum upgrade or if there's a private Q&A video involved. I'll send out all that info on the website, so keep your eyes open for PMs coming out Sunday night. And please respond, because the quicker you get me your info, the quicker I can get you all of your perks for the month of July. All right. This weekend also, today actually, Suicide Squad released. If you're not aware, the movie Suicide Squad released. Now, I bought tickets to see this movie tomorrow. I've been talking about this movie for over a year, commenting on the trailers, commenting on everything about it, and I really wanted to see the final product. And I was scheduled to see this movie tomorrow. Unfortunately, there's some bad news. Leanna is sick, and she's not doing too well. All last night, she was choking overnight and didn't get much sleep. She wakes up this morning. She had to work today. Only a 4-hour shift, which is, better than nothing. Hopefully, thank God she didn't have to work an 8-hour shift. She wakes up, she could barely talk. I said, why don't you call your boss? Let your boss know that you can't talk and see what they have to say. So apparently she called her boss, and her boss said still come into work, but she could, work the back. She wouldn't be, having to deal with upfront stuff or something. I don't know. Listen, I don't get it. If I'm really sick and I can't talk, I tell my boss, I'm not coming into work. Too bad. But I guess that her boss told her to go in, and she went into work. So I don't know how she's going to be feeling tomorrow, honestly. So it sucks because, it affects everything, right? If she's very sick, then obviously we're not going to be going out and going to the movies or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. We may be going to the movies, we may not. It all depends on how she's doing. If we go to the movies, I would definitely be reviewing the movie, and I'll let you know my thoughts on it Sunday. But if we don't go to the movies, I'm probably not going to see Suicide Squad. And, I already pre-ordered my tickets and everything. I already paid for them. But, them's the breaks. That's what happens in life. Sometimes you get sick. It sucks, but it happens. And certainly I'm not going to pull my girlfriend out of bed to go see a movie with me. So we'll see. I would like to see the movie. I would like to give you my honest opinion. At this point, it's uncertain. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I guess I'll have more info for you tomorrow. Okay? Outside of all of that, there's not too much else to talk about. So let's go ahead and let's get to the gratuitous plug segment so we can get back to Sonic 06. I know all of you are waiting to see my beautiful, handsome face suffering while playing this game. I know you people. I know you all too well. Alright, so here's the deal. Gratuitous plugs. I already plugged my Twitter at TheyCallMeDSP. Daily schedule updates, information about me, pictures about what I'm doing, and things like watching television or movies and stuff, and, you know, all kinds of stuff. Kind of, you know, foodie vlogging when I take pictures of food that I go eat. I share a lot of stuff on Twitter. A lot of it's business related, a lot isn't. Please follow me on Twitter. It's very important. KO Gaming. My channel where I do edited content. Not this raw gameplay stuff that I do on DSPGaming, but game reviews, countdowns, first impressions videos, all kinds of stuff has been going up there in the past couple of months, and people are really enjoying it. So I hope you'll check it out at youtube.com/KOGaming1. Please give it a look. In fact, definitely this week coming up with No Man's Sky, once I play the game a little bit and I get some impressions of it, you're going to want to check out my first impressions, which of course I'll be putting up there. Patreon. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. This is where you can pledge if you want to go above and beyond just watching my stuff and you want to maybe contribute a little bit. It's not just about, you know, pledging money. It's also about getting stuff back. You get personal perks for how much you pledge each month, such as getting text or verbal thank yous in my videos, getting premium forum access where you can vote on ongoing events. You can get a private Q&A video made or get your question answered on my bi-monthly show, Ask the King, on the public video that I do. There's a lot of cool perks you can get. But in addition to that, there's a monthly goal. This month, the goal I believe is one of the best goals I've ever done. The goal this month is a guaranteed full playthrough of one of these 3 games that you see on your screen right now. Either Jak 3, Banjo-Kazooie, or Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Both Jak and Banjo-Kazooie will be the HD remasters, while Crash 3 Warped will just be the regular PS1 game, you know, emulated. Now, in order for this to happen, alright, number 1, we have to hit the funding goal for August. We have to. Now, FYI, I actually have a tally for you. After everything was said and done, I can actually tell you because I was actually finally sent the funds. We were less than $200 under the goal for July. And I know a lot of people may be taken aback by that because if you were looking at my Patreon during the month of July, the stupid page said we were like $400 below. It was completely wrong. We were actually around $180 below the goal for July. So we were almost there. If a few more people had given a few bigger pledges, or if a bunch of people had come together and given smaller pledges, we could have hit the goal for July, but we didn't, alright? It's very doable that we could hit the goal for August. I don't want people to feel deflated because we didn't hit it for July, okay? It's not as bad as my Patreon page says. That's just estimating that people will be declined, and unfortunately, it's not updating properly per what people actually process. Because actually, I believe for the month of July, I think there were only like 5 people whose pledges didn't go through, which is like the record low. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if we hit the funding goal for August, one of these 3 playthroughs will happen, and it will be a full playthrough. It's the first time I have ever promised a full playthrough of a game as a Patreon goal. But that seems to be what people want. They're saying, we don't want you to just start a game and then possibly finish it. We want to see you play the whole game. So I'm giving you what you want directly per your feedback, okay? Now, if you pledge $5 or more, alright, in the month of August, not only will you get the premium forum access and access to vote on ongoing events and stuff that happen, but you'll be voting for these games. So pledging $5 gives you the ability to basically have a say in which of these 3 games will be the ongoing playthrough. Alright? And FYI, this playthrough, if we hit it, will start in mid-September. Alright? It'll be mid-September. There's actually a week in mid-September with no new releases, and that'll probably be the week that we'll be doing this game and balancing it with other stuff. Alright? So please consider pledging. If you haven't, I want to say thank you to my ongoing pledgees who allow me to do this. I couldn't emphasize this anymore. Patreon pledgees allow me to do my job. If I didn't have Patreon, I would not be able to pay my bills. I would not be able to do my job like I do. I would have to maybe find a different thing, maybe do YouTube part-time, and go find another job to supplement my income. Right now, the Patreon income is supplementing my YouTube income and allowing me to keep doing this. So, if you like what you see, you're enjoying the live stream, in particular, this gameplay that I'm doing today, Sonic 2006, is because of Patreon. So if you like this, please pledge. It's that important. Alright? Okay, let me get this out of here. There we go. And of course, last but not least, you've got my girlfriend's business, The Black Current. And, she sells handmade glycerin soaps. She sells wax tart melts. She sells great stuff. She actually got another pretty good order yesterday, which was awesome. Thank you to that person who ordered. And, nothing but positive feedback. If you don't believe me, check out the website that you see on your screen right here. She's gotten tons of positive reviews. Everyone loves when they order from her. And it's all about checking out a high-quality product that's better than what you're going to buy in the stores 9 times out of 10, all right? But don't take my word for it. You should check it out. By the way, I never bring this up. She sells samplers. You can get a sampler for a few bucks that has little mini soaps and little wax. You know, you could do samplers of wax tarts and soaps. And then you can try them out yourself and say, oh, I like this one and this one. And figure out if you want to actually order something in a big bar or you just want to try the sampler. If you don't like it, it's only a couple bucks, right? But it's something to consider. A lot of people who bought the samplers 2 months later end up placing big orders for the ones that they liked. Alright, so anyway, I'm going on here. I just want to let you know it exists. It's very successful. Hundreds of orders shipped worldwide. She ships internationally, by the way, outside of the U.S. Please check it out at etsy.com/shop/The Black Current. Alright. I think we're done here. I think we're ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready for more Sonic 06. I'm ready for more terribleness. Alright, folks. That is it. Thank you for watching. Let us begin with more Sonic 06. Alright. Here we go. So, let me get my headphones on, and we will get ready here. And yes, there will be webcam. I'm not going to be wearing the Sonic hat. I just want to make this clear. Here, let me turn on the webcam. There we go. Yeah, the Sonic hat was cool for yesterday, but I can only take too much of it, and I wore it for 6+ hours yesterday. That's enough of the Sonic hat. We'll continue the playthrough with facecam, but the facecam will be here in the corner. It will not be, it will not be part of the entire play, or the Sonic hat will not be part of the entire playthrough, okay? Alright. Enough of the Sonic hat. Get out of here. Also, the fact that the Sonic hat's incredibly freaking... It makes it hot. It makes my whole head heat up. It's covering my head. Alright. Sega. Yes, I explained this yesterday. I guess Anon and Knuckles in the stream chat just asked. He says, "Why? It says that the webcam's out of sync." It is slightly out of sync. I explained this. My voice is in sync with the game video, but slightly out of sync with the webcam. I figured that would make more sense rather than having to be delayed with my reactions. Hold on. Here we go. Alright, so here we are. I don't even know who to start with, honestly. Alright, what do people want to see? I'm 40% with Sonic, 31% with Shadow, and 19% with Silver. What do people want to see? Who do you want to see me play with today? We got 2 votes for Silver, 2 votes for Sonic. Sonic Silver, Sonic Silver. Wow, only one person said Shadow. It looks like everyone's torn between Sonic and Silver. A lot of people are saying Sonic. Some people are saying start with Silver and then switch to Sonic today. Okay, well, let's do that. We'll start with Silver for a little bit because I am the least progression with him, and then we'll switch over to Sonic. All right, here we go. What the? I'm already recording, but I didn't start recording, so that's not good. Stop that.